We already have 3 of the biggest players in the game on the block, and now the veto is here to complicate things even more. Nothing is completely set in stone yet, but the way things are looking, we're likely to lose one of the biggest players in the game this week. Obviously, there's going to be a lot to talk about today, but before I get into all that, of course I'm going to ask if you would please hit that subscribe button below if you have not already. Trust me, if you are a Big Brother fan but you're not keeping up with the live feeds, then you're really missing out because the live feeds are the show. The TV edit just doesn't show the most accurate portrayal of what goes on in the house, which I will get to later on when I talk about Catherine and Rylie. So if you are someone who would like a deeper dive as to actually what goes on in this house day to day, then this is the channel for you, and make sure you're subscribed. Now, let's get started. So when we last left off, Rachel was the HOH and she had just put Vince, Morgan, and Mickey up on the block. She didn't reveal a specific target at the time. I mean, they were all pretty much coming for her, but through her actions, it seemed clear to me that she was mainly looking at Morgan or Mickey.
What really set it off last week was when she totally iced me out last week. Then Morgan was coming after me. Yeah. She took Morgan's side. I went in the gym and found them in the gym. Then after that, she barely even talked to me. So and then I had other people telling me she's targeting me. So I was like, okay. And then when I won HOH, she was not happy.
So obviously these 2 ladies were upset to be put on the block, but really Morgan took this whole thing a lot better than Mickey did. And Vince at least understood why he was up there too. Really, out of everybody, the people that seemed the most pissed about this whole thing was Mickey herself and Ashley. Now, even though Mickey and Ashley have had their beef in the past, Ashley is still very pro-Mickey overall, and she seemed to take these nominations kind of personally. And ever since noms, Ashley has been vouching hard for Mickey in the game. She even told Rachel that she was just making the biggest mistake for her game and that now she needed to fix it. And really, all of this is just going to push Ashley further away from Rachel and vice versa. Throughout the day, it actually looks like Ashley is kind of doubling down and just growing closer to Morgan and Mickey. Now, if we're being honest, Mickey and Morgan staying is probably better for Ashley's game. I mean, it puts her in a really good spot and keeps all of her allies closer, but it's just kind of frustrating to watch Ashley be so obvious with all this, because at the end of the day, it's just making her look more untrustworthy.
Morgan, I guess my pitch would be, I know she's not coming for you. No.
Morgan?
No, yeah.
I mean...
And surprisingly, not you either.
You don't think so?
But who's she going for?
I'm not going to reveal that.
Yeah.
But all I can say is it's not you two.
Now, Rachel is kind of leading people on, and she does say out loud that she would be okay with the veto getting used on Morgan or Mickey, but I don't really think she means it. I think she's just saying all this stuff for optics. I really don't think Rachel really truly trusts any of these people, so she's just been kind of elusive all week with what she's thinking. At least at the beginning of the week, it was kind of hard to tell where she stands, but of course, all of this is going to depend on what happens with the veto. So on Saturday, the house guests are all going to go off to compete in the veto, and it was Otev this week, which is pretty exciting. Kind of, sort of, I guess. I don't know, to be honest. Otev doesn't really excite me as much as it used to, but still iconic enough for the players, so I'll give them that. Regardless, when the feeds come back, we all see that Lauren has actually won the power of veto, which is probably really, really scary for her, because that means that she's gonna have to make a decision. Now, if anything, Lauren would be using the veto on Vince since he is one of her closest allies left in the game. And of course, Vince is eventually going to pitch for himself to come down too. But Lauren is still kind of hesitant just because she doesn't really know for sure who the replacement nom would be. And she figures it would just be another one of her allies anyway, like Kelley or Kat or Rylie. Plus, she doesn't really want to make an enemy out of Rachel, especially since there have been rumors floating around the house that Lauren would have maybe been the replacement nominee anyway. But of course, Vince is going to try to calm her down from all this and assure her that her game will be just fine if he comes off the block.
Yeah, I just want to guarantee that I'm still here and your game isn't impacted in any negative way for that.
Yeah.
I really don't think it will be. That's the only reason I say it, because I wouldn't want to put you in any kind of sketchy situation. That's the only reason I even mention it.
Eventually, as time goes by, it becomes kind of clear that a lot of people in the house would actually like to see the veto get used on one person or another. I mean, everybody has their own different agenda and reasons, but people do eventually start to speculate that if enough pressure is applied to Lauren, then maybe she would go ahead and use the veto since she just wants to be so well liked.
I just think she needs enough people to tell her that she has their support in using it, and one of us can come off. Then we can guarantee that there's at least a renom going into Blockbuster.
Now, if Vince does come down and Kelley goes up in his place, that could create an issue because it could mean that the original 3 nominees could all be safe since Kelley won't really have the votes behind her in the end. And I actually want to give Catherine some credit for this because she seems to recognize this, so she is going to be one of the people in the house that's actually going to push for Lauren not to use the veto.
I'm saying if you pulled Vince off the block and let's say Kelley or Keanu even, they're interchangeable, win up, right? So now it's Kelley / Keanu, Morgan and Mickey still on the block. Okay, same. Morgan or Mickey, we can make them interchangeable as well, most themselves. One is left between those two, that means Kelley or Keanu. Those votes, like Vince is off the block, right? I don't think Vince would vote out Mickey or Morgan over Kelley or Keanu. You know what I mean?
On top of all that, currently with the way the house is looking right now, it feels like Vince would be safe against both Morgan and Mickey on the block. So again, just another reason why Lauren maybe shouldn't use it. Now, Rachel isn't pushing Lauren to do anything in particular yet, but it's becoming kind of clear to me at least that she would rather not have the veto get used either. But again, Rachel is true to this, not new to this. She is still a pro at this game, so she's being elusive enough to at least throw her targets off the scent.
No, talking about this week, if the outcome would be the same if we use the veto.
Meaning, like, oh, you're talking about the person you want out? Okay. Well, I mean, I'm assuming the person you want out is on the block because that's why he put us all there.
I would definitely not assume that.
Now, there is still plenty of time for people to push Lauren, so nothing is still set in stone yet. My guess is that she's probably not going to end up using this veto on anybody, but again, if anyone, it would likely be Vince. So that is our main storyline for the day, but there's still a few other things going on around the house that I'll touch on as well. Ava and Ashley have never really been that close in the game, but most of this is from Ava's standpoint because Ashley does have a big mouth and does tend to get on people's nerves. I've talked about this before in my other videos. But now, especially with all of this drama surrounding Rachel, things are just starting to heat up even more. This all started when Ava secretly overheard Mickey and Ashley talking shit about Rachel. And they don't know that Ava was listening, and Ava doesn't really intend on snitching right now, but she plans to keep all of this gossip in her back pocket. But it's just one more thing that's just going to make her like Ashley even less. And even on top of that, Ashley was also talking shit about Lauren directly to Ava, and Ava really likes Lauren, and so of course this is just going to piss Ava off even more.
You don't have loyalty anymore. Oh, she's just a body. She doesn't have her own opinions. You don't have your own opinions. You go wherever the tide is going to take you, Ashley. Fuck you. Never talk about Lauren that way. It's not even like me and Lauren are best friends, but she's never been nothing but nice. And she never put my ass on the fucking block.
So yeah, overall, these two ladies are probably never just going to get along. Again, most of this is coming from Ava's perspective, but if she ever did get power again, it is probably not looking good for Ashley. And in showmance news, I honestly really hate talking about this stuff, but I really do think that it's important to update you all on Rylie and Catherine. Especially since the TV show is trying to play in all of our faces and make it seem like this showmance of theirs is like something to romanticize. In a nutshell, Rylie is still doing his Rylie thing where he is constantly love bombing Catherine and always trying to touch on her or caress her in some way. And I really don't want to take away Catherine's agency here, because she does reciprocate some of this stuff sometimes. But overall, she's just not as passionate with him as he is with her. And Reilly does still get pushy sometimes to the point where it is feeling a little controlling and definitely worth putting up a red flag. A recent example is going to come from the other day where Catherine is going to spend some time game talking with Mickey, which, by the way, Catherine never really talks to anybody except for Reilly and sometimes maybe Lauren. And so later on, when Catherine goes to tell Reilly all about her conversations, he ends up getting really pissed at her because she was talking to other people. And he kind of just makes her feel stupid for having the nerve to even play the game.
Don't say I'm fucking looking at you, talking to you like you're an idiot. Don't say that stupid ass shit.
I know, but when I tell you that I've just had
I don't fucking care. That's annoying as fuck. Don't do that.
I'm sorry. Those conversations stress me the fuck out. So don't also tell me that I was, like, you're kind of saying that I'm stupid for having that.
I never said you were stupid for having that. I'm just telling you to fucking be careful. Don't do this fucking things. Why do you think I sit by myself all the fucking time and get myself away from all these fucking idiots?
There are just so many obvious red flags all over the place with this guy, and honestly, he is known for being a menace in the real world too, but obviously the house guests just don't know about all that. So a lot of the house guests do like Reilly, but you can also tell that a lot of this like for him is actually really fear, because Reilly can just come across as so aggressive and angry, and he cusses a lot. So I feel like people are just like afraid to put him up because they don't know how he's going to react. And on top of all that, I just really hate that the TV edit is just trying to cover up some of this toxicity of this relationship between him and Catherine and kind of make it seem like it's something sweet when it's really not. So that's all I have for you today. I know that there's a lot going on in the game right now, but of course I want to know, how are you feeling about this week so far? And who do you think should go home between all of these nominees? Let me know in the comments below. Right now, if things stay the same as they are, it's looking like Mickey would probably be in the most trouble come eviction night, but of course there is still plenty of time for things to change. Of course, I'll be right back here to let you all know what happens with the veto and where the house stands after that. But until then, bye.